Hey you guys, this is Jerry Mateo with Plugin Boutique, and today we're going to be taking a look at Reference, the new plugin from Mastering the Mix. So this is very much akin to those A/B plugins, only on steroids. This is a great way for you to reference your mixes to other mixes, songs on your album to make sure they all sound the same, or even masters to a mix, masters to masters. It's really cool. So the first thing is you have a drop-down menu. You just click on it or drag something from your viewer and you can put it in. I'm putting in the final master that I did for this mix that we're listening to. So our reference is actually going to be a master versus the original, which is the mix. Now there's lots of cool little features. If you add more than one, let's just do this one. You can actually view them and see the differences in the waveform. You can go into free mode and select different sections to link up, right? So if we play the original and we select here, you can see that it actually changes the position. Or you have mirror mode, which kind of matches them. And if they're not the same song, you just click this little button and they will match. It's not giving me that option because these are the exact same songs and they have the exact same timing for them. I'm going to put my master back on as my reference. You also have this little button, which basically allows you to gain match your mixes. So if we go to a section that's a little bit loud and play it, and all we got to do is click this. Now that leads me to the next section. So now that it's gain matched, it actually uses a modified LUFS reading, so it can gain match it to the human hearing. So what we're hearing is actually a level match. And the reason why I'm thinking I'm hearing a little bit less of a volume difference is because of the frequency balance. I think I boosted a lot of low end in this. I did this very quickly, specifically for this example. I kind of tried to do a master that wasn't ideal. So that way you could see when you have issues in your master if you're doing something like mixing in an untreated room. So now let's move to the other features of this thing. You have a multiband view and display right here. You just have to control click and you can add bands. You can control click and take them away. It's a really cool thing because you can just move them around. I want to have this about maybe here. And you have these lines. These lines are basically your frequency response versus your reference. If you have more low end, the low band will go up. If you have less, it will go down. Same thing for all the other ones. You have a little line. If I press play real quick, you see this line right here? That's your stereo width. You can see that since I'm viewing my original, it was a lot smaller than on the reference, which was a little bit wider. That's showing you your stereo imaging in your different bands of the frequency. You also have a dynamic range and stereo width numbers and volume numbers right here on top of it. Now, one thing that's really, really awesome is you can select one and solo out that band. And you see that purple line? That purple line is going towards the high end, meaning that I've actually decreased the dynamic range in my high end. So that is basically showing me that I have compressed my high end more. And since it's really bright, it's doing it quite a bit. And if it's not compressing, it will go actually away from the line. And if it's not by a lot, it'll be very, very light. You can barely even notice it. And that's a great visual way to see what you're hearing. Now, that's why I said this is basically an A/B plugin on steroids. You're able to basically visualize everything about it. The stereo width, the dynamic range, the frequency response, solo out bands, compare things to other things, all really quickly and really easily. I might sound a little hyped, and it's because I'm really hyped about this. This is a great way for me to start referencing my material to itself and to other material. So one thing I want to show you is I can reference to see if what I've done to this master to make it wider has either been a detriment or a benefit to this mix. So there's this section where it has this really clean vocal, and I panned it just slightly to the left. I want to see if the stereo enhancement that I did made it sound a little bit weird. So we're going to play it right now. We're going to listen to the original, and then we're going to go to the reference. So here we go. So there it is. So what I'm noticing is it does sound a little bit out of place because, like I said, I tried to do this to mimic a faulty master. So I'm noticing lots of actual issues. Another thing is I want to see if this harsh frequency that I have in that lo-fi telephone lead vocal is still present. Now we have a section in the beginning where he sings and it's really, really resonant and present. You can kind of hear this like ee kind of thing coming on to his voice. So let's see, this is the original. The girl driving me mad is going away. Right there. So right there we can hear it. It completely got rid of it in the master. That's something I did right. Let's start with the reference this time. And you can hear it now that I go back to the original. That's a great tool. I can hear the things that I've done right and the things I've done wrong, so now I can go back and fix those things. Anyway, that's it for today's video. This has been Jerry Mateo with Plugin Boutique, and I will see you guys next time.